Hello, what's new? Under the principle of universal jurisdiction, relatives of victims and human rights organizations in Colombia have requested that an Argentine federal judge initiate an investigation into the alleged involvement of former Colombian President Álvaro Uribe in the presumed crimes committed against thousands of civilians during his term, 2002 to 2010. The complaint was recently submitted to the Federal Court of Sebastián Ramos by 11 relatives of the victims, the Committee of Solidarity with Political Prisoners, the Collective of Lawyers José Alviar Restrepo, and the Legal Corporation Liberty, as reported by Máximo Castex, the Argentine lawyer representing the plaintiffs, to the Associated Press on Thursday. Uribe rejected the proposal through his X account, formerly known as Twitter, arguing that it was presented by the collective of lawyers that has defamed him for 3 decades and that shields itself with human rights to protect the violence of alleged left-wing terrorists. In a statement, the plaintiffs expressed their quest for justice for 402 individuals, mostly killed or disappeared, after being identified as members of guerrilla groups or deceived to be transported to remote places where they would be presented as casualties in combat. In a press release, they emphasized that an investigation into Uribe would be a landmark, marking the first time a Colombian president would be questioned for his alleged criminal involvement in the commission of offenses. The principle of international jurisdiction grants states the authority to investigate and prosecute those responsible for crimes against humanity, such as torture and forced disappearances, regardless of where they occurred or the nationality of the suspects or victims. The reported incidents are said to have taken place in 31 out of the 32 departments of Colombia, perpetrated by all divisions of the army with a common operational pattern. The complainants argue that these were not isolated events and that the President of the Republic, as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, could bear criminal responsibility. Furthermore, they pointed out that they were inaccurately labeled as false positives because they were presented as combat casualties by state agents. Castex explained that, before authorizing the commencement of the investigation, the Argentine magistrate would require the complainants to confirm their statements, provide evidence, and have the prosecution issue an opinion expressing its stance. Should the latter support the necessity of conducting the investigation, the judge could either handle the task directly or delegate it to the prosecution. In either scenario, the justice system would have the authority to request evidentiary measures related to the reported events, and, as indicated by Castex, as in other cases of international jurisdiction, requests would be sent to various organizations to obtain the required information. The complainants have turned to the Argentine federal judicial system due to its expertise in cases involving state crimes in foreign nations. An example of this is the investigation initiated in 2010 to examine allegations of crimes against humanity committed during the regime of Spanish dictator Francisco Franco, 1939 to 1975. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news, give the video a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. If you find it necessary, you can also share this video through your social media networks.